July 10, year 2026, and welcome to our procurement activities for today, opening communications and training conference. Before we begin, let's start with the prayer and all of attend. Turn off and let's pray what believe the Father and God of you. Dear Father, we thank you for everyone gathered here. Thank you that you know the best training and have caused us to obey. We say we're dependent on you and we are trusting you completely. We surrender ourselves and attention. We ask that you will come by your Holy Spirit and inspire us today. Fill our lives pure. Fill our conversation with your grace and God. Fill this meeting with your presence. We ask this for your glory and praise. Present po ang ating Master Person, hindi mo lang ito. Present din po ang ating Master Person, hindi mo lang ito. Present din po ang ating Master Person, and present po the present din po ang ating Top Secretary, and present din po ang baka po ng Pinag-Georgia, hindi na nagantay nada. Thank you again, everyone. Good morning po. So, unahin na po muna natin yung opening ng Pavilion. So, let's proceed po sa ating first contract. Recruitment request number 26-07-1060. The contract ID code B16K0029. Just of asphalt materials for matching of pavements along national roads, Quezon First DEO. With an APC of 468,324 pesos. For this contract, we have two participating suppliers. For our first supplier, we have AOM Enterprises. AOM Enterprises. Technical and financial component are first participate supplier for equipment between 0029. Again, we have AOM Enterprises. Perfect. 0029 again yung AOM. Your registration platinum membership valid until April 10, 2027. Here's permit valid until December 31, 2026. Tax clearance valid until February 18, 2027. Full furnished statement, document number 11, authorized 19th July 2026. Kanila po, affidavit of disclosure of no relationships, notarized
9th day of July 2026. Certificate of Legal Enterprises, 467,250 pesos only. Yes, 467,250. Thanks for time.
For our second and last supplier for 26 DDK0029, we have Siding Industrial Sales. Siding Industrial Sales. The technical and financial component of our second and last participating supplier for 26 GTK0029. Again, we have Siding Industrial Sales.
The first, second, and last of this page. Supplier for quantified number 26 DDK 009 have site industrial sales. Certificate of Field Job Certification Platinum Membership valid until June 3, 2027. Years permit valid until December 31, 2026. The tax clearance valid until May 12, 2027. Statement of the number 11, authorized 9th July 2026. Today with the disclosure of no relationship, authorized 9th July 2026. Relative po ang number of floors and of the kanilang. So for the bid of site with industrial sales, 467,700 pesos only. 467,700. Next one.
For our next contract, we purchase request number 2026-07-1061. The contract ID 26DDK0030. Purchase of aggregate base course for resurfacing pave shoulders along Markinia-Infanta Road, with stations K0091+000 to K0127+000 Infanta region, with an ABC 559,845 pesos. For this quotation, we have two participating suppliers. And for our first supplier, we have Neil Camarador Construction Materials Trading. Neil Camarador Construction Materials and Trading. Technical and financial component of our first participating supplier for 26 DDK0030. Again, we have Neil Camarador Construction Materials Trading.
Participating supplier for 1,000,000 and then we have income structure materials. Certificate of Field Job Certification Platinum Membership valid until October 19th, 2026. Years permit valid until December 31, 2026. And tax clearance valid September 11. Customer statement notarized 9th day of July 2026 at number 21. Signed in a affidavit of disclosure of no relationship notarized 9th day of July 2026. President po ako nila for sure at ang so, inis po natin po lang for this project is 759,800 for the peso for the bill of in Camarador construction materials and training 555,984 pesos. So that's 555,988. Next slide.
For our second and last supplier for 26GDK0030, we have C&E Group Corporation under Fiximite Construction. And the financial component of our second and last participating supplier for 26GDK0030. Again, we have C&E Group Corporation under Fiximite Construction. Okay. Sorry.
For a second, supplier for qualification number 26 we again we have CM map corporation. I think it was. Certificate of Terms of Service Station, Platinum Membership, valid until November 8, 2026. Here's permit valid December 31, 2026. Task period valid till October 27, 2026. Looking what's for statement after number 11, notarized 9th of July 2026. Affidavit of disclosure of no relationship, notarized 9th of July 2026. Present po nila ng brochures. Maganda ang your certificate of CNE Bago Corporation of Fixed My Construction. 557,388 pesos only. That's 557 pesos.
For our third contract, the purchase request number 2026-07-1062. We have 26GDK0031, purchase of aggregate base courts for surfacing and paved shoulders along Tayabas-Mainit-Mauban Road with stations K0152 plus 000 to K0165 plus 000 Tayabas City and Mauban, Quezon, with an ABC amounting to 599,720 pesos. For this quotation, we have two participating suppliers. And for our current supplier, we have Bill Camarador Construction Materials Trading.
technical and financial component of our first participating supplier for 26 GDK 0031. Again, we have Deal Camarador Construction Materials Trading.
The first participating supplier for contract item number 26 0031. Again, we have Deep Camarador Construction Materials Day. Certificate of Field Ship's registration, platinum membership, valid for 2026. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2026, and passing gas valid until September 11, 2026. Omnibus Fire Statement, up to number 11, notarized 19th July 2026. The date of exposure flow relationship, notarized 19th July 2026. Presented po ako nilang brochure and okay. So for contract item number 26 ETK 0031, ang ABC po natin is 599,720 pesos only. And for the field of Field Camarador Construction Materials Trading, 595,584 pesos. That's 595,584.
For the second and last supplier for 26 GDK 0031, we have C&E Magbu Corporation under Piximite Construction. Financial and technical components of our second and last participating supplier for 26 GDK 0031. Again, we have C&E Magbu Corporation under Piximite Construction.
For second participating supplier for contract item number 26 ETK 0031, again we have CME Magno Corporation and Fixing My Construction. Certificate of Field Registration, platinum membership, valid until November 28, 2026. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2026. And cash clearance valid until October 27, 2026. Whose first statement of the number 11, with the release time date July 2026. The date of disclosure, no relationship, no horizon, time date July 2026. President po ako nila for first and APR. So for the bid of CIP Magno Corporation under Fixing My Construction, 597,080 pesos. That's 597,080. Next one.
And for our last quotation, we purchase request number 2026-07-1063. We have contract ID 26 DPWH 003. Purchase of ISO folder and box for use at DPWH Quezon 1 DEO Lucban, Quezon, with an ABC amounting to 370,900 pesos. For this quotation, we have two participating suppliers, and for our first supplier, we have MSQ Trading. MSQ.
So for our first participating supplier for the contract item 26 GK 0032, again we have MS23. Other form of RFP. Certificate of Friendship Registration, Platinum Membership, valid that March 8, 2027. Ano kanila Mayor's birthday. The third case are the field trips indicated po dito December 31, 2024 in our events. Restarted. As mentioned din po is February 1st, 2024. So, declare po natin si MS Complaint or nakakita namin 26-0032 as stated. Next person is
For our second and last participating supplier for 26 GDK 0032, we have ATR Multi-Trade Concept Incorporated. Technical and financial component of our second and last participating supplier for 26 GDK 0022. Again, we have ATR Multi-Trade Concept Incorporated.
so our second and last participating supplier for compound number 26-0032. Again, we have ATR Multi-Trade Concept. Okay. Certificate of Village Registration, Platinum Membership, valid July 27. Yes, permit valid for December 31, 2026. And tax events valid for May 4th. Omnibus first statement notarized 7th day of July 2026. Number 11. Signed Joseph E. Ramos. Statement of disclosure of no relationship notarized 2nd day of July 2026. Present din po ako nilang brochure. So, ABC po natin for contract number 26 BDK 00 370,900 pesos. For the bill of ATR Multi-Trade Concept Incorporated, 312,250 pesos. So that's 312,250.
Thank you. And that concludes our opening of quotation today. Are there any questions or comments regarding our opening? Wala po. All bids shall be evaluated, determine the lowest calculated quotations, and shall then undergo post-qualification determine the lowest calculated and responsive quotation. And again, this opening of bid is being conducted in accordance to RA 12029 or the new government procurement. And so let's proceed na po sa ating training conference. Proceed na po tayo sa ating second procurement activity for today, pre-bid conference for civil works for DKs 26, DK 0025 to 26, DK 0030. So i-acknowledge lang po natin ang presence na ating programmers.
For the programmers who present po today, Engineer Rash Hermoso, Engineer John Tel Kuya, Engineer Kimberly Isayan Robalo, and Engineer John Robert Maan. Yes, sir.
Thank you. And for our first contract, 26 DK 0025 Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay, Lumutan, General, Nakar, Quezon, with its respective coordinates. With an ABC amounting to 2,475,000 and a contract duration of 115 calendar days. The DED will be presented by Engineer Kim. And special support from construction program. Because with this construction completion of multi-purpose building wherein the project location project is completed with Barangay. And further we adopted the latest memorandum, rate dated December 31, 2025, and construction material price, PMED, second semester, for the equipment rental rate dated October 31, 2025. Then, with the appropriation of 0.5 M, with an approved budget of the contract amounting to 2,475,000. Program of training. Then summary of working. Then focus group, the installation stores and windows, lighting work, ceiling, painting work, installation of ratings, installation of touch fixing and downspout, repairing work, installation of panel windows. Then detailed engineering plan. Showing of bridge like the location map and site evaluation. Then the floor plan selections, schedule of floors is windows. Library plan. And the plan. Chemical. You, are there any questions or comments regarding our first contract? If wala po, let's proceed to our second contract. With contract ID 26TK0026, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, EIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay, Dayang, Panale, Tayabas City, with its respective coordinates. With an ABC amounting of 2,475,000 and a contract duration of 65 calendar days. The leading will be presented by Engineer Janten.
Good morning, everyone. For project 2016-0026, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay Ilayang Palagi, Tayabas. So for the location po, wait for presented is the home shown the distance from the DPWH Quezon First District Engineering Office to the project. For the appropriation, we have 2,500,000 and the approved budget of the contract is 2,479,000. For the calendar duration po, we have 5 calendar days. For the labor rates, we have the prescribed labor rates for the DPWH implementing offices as of December 31, 2023. Shows the labor rates for the city of Tayabas. For the CMPD po, we adopt the second semester of year 2020. For the categories like work, we have the BAC completion of program of works, summary of quantities, the sub-allotment advice, shows the photogram of the project, the proof of ownership, and for the architectural details, we have the title page, the perspective, vicinity map, location map, etc. map, the floor plans and the elevations. We have the details, and for the structural details, we have the general, we have the foundation plan, roof framing plan, and schedule of footings and columns. Then we have the schedule of beams. For the plumbing details, we have the general plumbing rules, the isometric layout, and septic wall detail. Then we have plumbing layout, cold water line layout, and the storm drain. For the technical details, we have the general electrical notes, electrical legend, line layout, power layout, and schedule of rules. That's all.
Thank you po. Are there any questions or comments regarding our second contract? If wala na po, let's proceed to our third contract. The contract ID 2060K0027, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, EIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building, Gymnasium, at Barangay Anawi, General Nakar, Quezon, with its respective coordinates, with an ABC amounting to 4,950,000 and a contract duration of 112 calendar days. The DD will be presented by Engineer Rash.
Morning, Mom and Sir. I'm Engineer Rashid here, Mondo from BDS. I'm here to present the pre-meeting of Convergence, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIT, Purpose Buildings for Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multi-Purpose Building Gymnasium, Barangay Anarik General Nakar, which coordinates of 14.7578243 121.62094. Location of the project site. Location and distance from project site from DPWH through the first listen. With appropriation of 5 million and approved budget of the contract 4,950,000. With calendar duration of 112 calendar days. Proof of ownership and labor rates from General Nakar. Construction materials price data, second semester, calendar year 2025. The category of work code, DO number 164 series of 2025. Major category of work code, BAC building completion. Shown is program of works, summary of quantities, sub-allotment advice, and some digital photos from site. architectural details. Title page, you have the perspective location map and site development plan. Ground floor plan with scope of use of replacement of ceiling at entry porch and installations of these types. Front front elevation, rear elevation, right side elevation, left side elevation, longitudinal section, cross section, its scope of works of prepainting of exterior and interior. Shown schedule of doors. Scope of works is D1 and D11 to be replaced frameless door. This is the location of the D1 and D11. Structural details. So construction notes. We have the ground floor plan with scope of works of concreting of entrance and construction of canopy. And extension of the existing stage. Typical canopy detail. The general planning notes. We have the ground floor planning layout with scope of works for the placement of fixtures. Repair and replacement or replacement of fixtures. We have the general electrical notes and general mechanical notes to scope of works of installation of HBLS one, new HBLS one, to the project billboard to view.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments regarding our project? So let's see. Let's proceed to our next project with contract ID 26 DK002E, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay Pavements, Quezon, with its respective coordinates, and ABC amounting to 2,475,000 and a contract duration of 115 calendar days. The DED will be presented by Engineer General.
Good morning po. 26 days, Convergence Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIM Building, facilities to support some either defense construction completion of multi-purpose building, Barangay Pavements, yung project location po, Barangay Quezon, from DPWH Quezon, with appropriation po ng 2,100,000. Approval of contract for 2,475,000. Yung character duration po naman ng 50. Labor rates used po ay second semester, 2025. 30 days po. Recruitment special rates. Project category po. Laro. Sama ng quantity. DFS photographs po. Presented po. Kali po matatagdagan po siya ng proof fund. Para po makaproof na po yung action 15 by 30 ng standard cover. Project validation for PDB plan. Normally of quantity, architectural plan. Structural plan. Or Thank you po.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? So proceed na po tayo sa ating next contract. With contract ID 26CK0029, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings Facilities to Support Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Senior Citizen Center, Barangay, General Nakar, Quezon, with its respective coordinates. With an ABC amounting to 4,950,000 and a contract duration of 145 calendar days. The DED will be presented by Engineer Janten.
For the Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, multi-purpose buildings, facilities to support services, construction of multi-purpose building, senior citizen center, in Barangay and General Nakar. Shown is the location of the proposed project site. Next is the map showing the distance from DPWH Quezon First District Engineering Office to the proposed project site. And the map for the RSP hall. For the hauling of sand and gravel. For the appropriation, we have 5 million pesos and the approved budget of the contract is 4,150,000. For the calendar duration, we have 145 calendar days. For the labor rates, we use the prescribed labor rates for the DPWH implementing offices of December 31, 2025. So is the labor rates in general Nakar. For the CFPD, we use the second semester of year 2025. Shown is the prescribed equipment to implement rental rates. For the category of works, source of fund, program of works, summary of quantities. Shown is the photograph of the project. The architectural details we have the tactile grid, floor plans, elevation, room plan and schedules, details, and for the structural details, we have the foundation plan, second floor framing plan, schedule of footing, schedule of columns. We have the details of truss, details of stairs, and we have the schedule of beams, room framing plan, and typical plans. For the electrical details, we have the general electrical notes, schedule of loads, electrical legend, panel board details, and mixer diagram. Then we have the lighting layout and the power layout. For the plumbing details, we have the general plumbing notes, plumbing legend, septic tank detail, catch basin detail, plumbing layout, and water line layout. That's all po. Thank you.
If you are there any questions or comments? Wala po, let's proceed na po sa ating last contract. It's contract ID 26DK0030, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay, Pagitan, Panukulan, Quezon. With its respective coordinates, with an ABC amounting to 2,475,000 and a contract duration of 115 calendar days. The DED will be presented by Engineer Jadro.
2618-0030. Federal support program, basic infrastructure program, DLE, multipurpose building, facility services, construction completion of multipurpose building, Ipan para Marquez. project information po sa Barangay-Infanta, Quezon. From DPWH Quezon first po, is na. And the formation po ng 2,500,000. With ABC of 2,475,000. Current duration po ng 150 city. Laboring CNTP used po ang second semester. Equipment rental rates. Funding category. Source of fund. Outcome of work. Summary of what we need. Ito po yung nag-photograph po namin. Balik na po sa tweet po namin yung artistic na yung figure 15 na offer doon. Mali na yan po sa 15. Validation for DED grant. Architectural. Structural. Lord. Thank you so.
Thank you po. Are there any questions or comments regarding the DD of our contracts? If wala po, let's proceed na po sa requirements ng ating bidding documents. The requirements of bidding documents, we have the invitation to bid. Presented po are the invitation to bid for 26DK0025, Convergence Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities, and Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay, Lumutan, General Nakar, Quezon. Also the ITB for 26DK0026, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities, and Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay, Ilaya, Balale, Tayabas, City, Quezon. Our invitation to bid for 26DK0027, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities, and Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building, Gymnasium at Barangay Atolin, General Nakar, Quezon. Our invitation to bid for 26DK0028, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities, and Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay Milawig, Panukulan, Quezon. And shown po our invitation to bid for 26DK0029, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction of Multipurpose Building, Senior Citizen Center, Barangay Atolin, General Nakar, Quezon. And the invitation to bid for our last contract, 26DK0030, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Services, Construction Completion of Multipurpose Building at Barangay, Pagitan, Panukulan, Quezon. And for the invitation to bid for all the contracts, bids received in excess of the ABC will be automatically rejected at bid opening. Bidding will be conducted competitive bidding procedures using a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion as specified in the IRR, otherwise known as the New Government Procurement. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders from the address below, and upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the GPPB. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the websites of PhilGems and the DPWH website, provided that bidders shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of their bids. And bids must be duly received by the bids and awards committee, Bank Secretariat, through manual submission at the address indicated below on or before July 20, 2026 at 10 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. And bid opening shall be on July 22, 2026 at 10 a.m. at the conference room, DPWH Quezon 1 DEO Lucban, Quezon. The contract shall be awarded to the lowest calculated responsive bidder who was determined as such during post-qualification. The bidder shall also disclose the ultimate beneficial ownership of the entity it represents. All representatives of the prospective bidders must fill the duly authorized and registered liaison officer as reflected in the contractor registration certificate or CRC. Authorized representatives are required to present their company IDs for verification purposes, as well as an authorization letter if not the authorized liaison officer indicated in the CWA. This may take the form of a special power of attorney for sole proprietorships or a board, partnership, joint venture resolution, secretary certificate for corporation, partnership, joint venture, or concern. And the DPWH Quezon 1 DO reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 17 of RA number 12009, without thereby incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidder.
Ayun po, yun naman po explain yung para sa 26-0-025, yung mga po, vision, GBCs, source of one, contract duration, size range, license category, and shopping document, and major category of works and similar category of work. And sa next naman po, 0-026, show din po yung name of the contract, contract ID, contract location, scope of works, budget of the contract, terms of work, contract duration, license category, cost of billing document, and major category of works and similar category of works. And for the next project naman po, 26-0-026, show din po yung kanyang name of contract, contract ID, contract location, scope of works, budget of the contract, source of fund, contract duration, license category, price range, and cost of billing document. And major category of works and similar category of works. And for the 26-0-028, show din po yung kanyang pong name of contract, contract ID, contract location, scope of work, budget of the contract, source of fund, contract duration, price range, license category, and cost of billing document. And major category of work and similar category of work. For the 26-0-029 po, show din po yung kanyang name of contract, contract ID, contract location, scope of works, budget of the fund, license category, and cost of document. And major category of works and similar category. And for 26-0-026, so din po yung name of contract ID, contract location, scope of work, budget and major category of work and similar category. And submission of bids po must be duly received by Bank Secretary through manual submission or electronic submission as per Department Order number 87 series of 2020. on or before the deadline stipulated by on a time taken. And checklist naman po para sa technical and financial document. Para po sa ating technical component envelope class A document, legal document, valid futures registration, platinum number, and statement of prospective leaders of ongoing government and private contracts, including contract awarded but not yet started. Statement of single largest completed contract or SICC. Special pickup license in the case of great venture. Original copy of bid security or original copy of notarized bid security license. And for the project requirements naman po for the decision maker, list of contractor people today, list of contractor requirements. So, we are going to for the financial documents naman po, the fiscal leader is completed of like financial contracting capacity or efficiency. And if applicable po, duly signed by way of agreement, the automobile RA number 4568 in XIR, in case the joint venture is already existed. Original duly signed and accomplished financial report, and original duly signed with price and bill of quantities, duly accomplished detailed estimate and cash flow by quarter.
Po, but plastic leaders are never finance their obligation to put operate and fully disclose all ongoing contracts, awarded contracts, and have not yet commenced, whether with the transporting highways, other government agencies, or private entities. So the submission of a duly appointment all ongoing government and private contracts. In contracts awarded but not yet started. Then failure to declare an ongoing contract or awarded contract not commenced for the completion of incomplete inadequate or information shall constitute the ground for disqualification from the procurement process and be subject the bidder to the appropriate sanctions in accordance with the applicable petition that 009 and it revised implement rules and regulations and other pertinent procurement law, rules and regulations. Under DPWH Department Order Number 98, Series of 2016, revised guidelines on the application of the contract which constitutes the Section 5, credited materials engineering aside the digital project, subject to the following unit assignment. Please take note po for units of assignment for materials engineer 1, materials engineer and non-accredited materials engineers may be assigned to 3 projects with an aggregate cost of 15 million pesos or below. Then, under DPWH Department Order Number 169, Series of 2025, guidelines on the application and assignments of contractors and consultants, project engineers, Section 3, only accredited project engineers may be assigned to DPWH project subject to the following limits of assignments. Please take note po sa units of assignment po ng PE2, E1, and Professional Project Engineer. Then, for the minimum years of similar experience, total work experience po, full positively, per key personnel ng project engineer, project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, construction safety officer, and foreman. Then, under DPWH Department Order Number 110, Series of 2024, implementation of ISO 9000-2015 certification requirements for large A, medium E, and medium A contractors in the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department. All procuring entities with the department report to include ISO 9000-2015 certification for its latest version as applicable. As part of the project documents with the bidding documents for infrastructure projects. For allowable range of contract cost and effectivity po na for pickup size range large A, medium B, and medium A po. This shown ko naman po sa screen. Then, for the bidding forms po yung mga sample or bid documents po na matatagpuan po. Ito po yung bid form, omnibus form statement form, bid security declaration form of bid security, bank guarantee, irrevocable letter of credit, list of all ongoing government and private construction contracts, including awarded but not yet started for, statement identifying bidders in the largest completed similar to the contract to be bid for, affidavit of closure of no relationship, technical and financial checklist, key personal certificate of commitment to work on the contract, list of contractors' key personnel with their qualification data. Next is the list of contractors' major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contract supported by certifications of applicability. Next is summary of bid prices, cash flow by quarter, affidavit performance during declaration, construction method, narrow description, then construction schedule, the care, manpower schedule, major utilization schedule, and for the additional requirements po, clear photocopy of team ID and latest PRC ID of PM, PE, and ME assigned to the project to be bid. Next is submit documents with clear cut. Proposal booklet should be signed and attached in the technical envelope. And last, use all the report meeting documents to make the forms found in the bid proposal booklet. That's one.
If you want further any questions or clarifications regarding the requirements for our bidding documents, if wala na po, and there being no other matters to discuss, let us adjourn our procurement activity for today. And again, good morning and thank you po.